I want you to pay attention to something while you watch this. By the end of this video, you are going to yawn. Maybe more than once. You might even be fighting one right now just because I said the word yawn. Yep, it's already starting. So let's talk about one of the strangest, most contagious things your body does, and why scientists still argue about it. First, what even is a yawn? It feels simple. Your mouth stretches open, you suck in a big slow breath, and for 1 second your whole body kind of freezes. Your jaw cracks, your eyes water, your ears might pop, and then it's over, and you feel oddly satisfied. It takes about 6 seconds and you have zero control over it. You can't truly fake a good one, and you can barely stop a real one. Here's the first strange fact. You have been yawning since before you were even born. Babies start yawning inside the womb, around 11 weeks into development. So your very first yawn happened before you had ever taken a single breath of air. And it's not just humans. Dogs yawn, cats yawn, birds yawn, fish yawn, snakes yawn. Even tiny fetal kittens do it. Pretty much every animal with a backbone yawns. When a behavior is that old and that widespread, it usually means it's doing something important. The problem is, for a really long time, we had the wrong idea about what. You've probably heard the classic explanation. You yawn because your brain needs more oxygen. The idea was that when oxygen gets low and carbon dioxide builds up, you yawn to suck in a big gulp of fresh air. It sounds perfectly logical. It's also pretty much wrong. A scientist named Robert Provine actually tested this. He had people breathe air with extra oxygen in it. If the oxygen theory were true, they should have yawned less. They didn't. Breathing pure oxygen didn't stop the yawns at all, so the low on air idea basically fell apart, which left scientists with an embarrassing situation. Something every animal on Earth does, constantly, for millions of years. And we didn't actually know why. But there's a newer theory now, and it's a fascinating one. Your yawn might be your brain's air conditioning. Here's the idea. Your brain is like a high-powered computer. And just like a computer, when it works hard, it heats up. A brain that runs too warm doesn't perform well. So a researcher named Andrew Gallup suggested that yawning is a way to cool it down. Think about what a yawn actually does. You stretch your jaw wide, which pumps more blood toward your head. Then you pull in a big rush of cooler outside air. That cool air helps carry heat away, like opening a window in a stuffy room. In other words, a yawn might be a tiny built-in radiator for your brain. And there's real evidence for this. In experiments, people yawned less when they held something cold against their forehead, and they yawned more when the air around them was warm and close to their body temperature. The cooler the brain, the less you need to yawn. It also explains when you yawn. You yawn when you're tired because a sleepy brain runs warmer and slower. You yawn when you first wake up as your brain shifts gears for the day. You yawn when you're bored because a checked-out brain isn't cooling itself efficiently. It's basically your head trying to reboot and chill out, literally. But now we get to the weirdest part of all. Why is yawning contagious? You see someone yawn, and suddenly you need to yawn too. You don't just catch it from seeing it. You can catch it from hearing a yawn. You can catch it from reading the word. You're probably proving my point right now. So why does this happen? Scientists think contagious yawning is linked to empathy. It's a social signal, a tiny ancient way of syncing up with the people around you. Here's the cool evidence. You're more likely to catch a yawn from someone you're close to. A family member or a best friend can set you off way more easily than a total stranger. The closer the bond, the more contagious the yawn. It even crosses species. Dogs will catch yawns from their human owners. Your dog yawning after you isn't tired. It might be bonding with you. And young children under about 4 usually don't catch yawns yet because that empathy wiring is still developing. So contagious yawning isn't just random. It might be a quiet little sign of how connected you are to the people around you. So let's put it all together. A yawn is one of the oldest behaviors in the animal kingdom. It's not about oxygen, like everyone thought. It may be your brain cooling itself down so it can work better. And the contagious version might be a tiny, invisible thread of empathy linking you to others. All of that, packed into one boring 6-second stretch you do without thinking. So the next time a yawn sneaks up on you, don't fight it. That's just your brain hitting the refresh button. And let's be honest, you definitely yawned at least once during this video.
It's okay, that just means you were paying attention. If you enjoyed this, the research is all linked down below. And go yawn at your dog. See what happens.